Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And in my case, happy trash day. Jack's all wore out because he had to bark at the trash guy early this morning. And we'll be going out there to pull it back down to the house here in a little bit. Might as well wait till it warms up a little. Had a high of 97 yesterday. And we're going to be trying to hit 100 today, is what Joanne said. So should be fun. Anyway, let's see who we got hanging out with us today. John Howard. Good morning, John. Good morning, Larry. Said doctor appointment this morning. Hope that goes well. David Burnett. Day 2 with kids and grands at Lake Michigan. All righty. Sounds like fun. Dennis Nolan in the house. Happy hump day to you, Dennis. My favorite solar man's on the road today. How you doing, Ryan? Hope you're doing well. Thomas Grimm, good morning. Good morning, Monroe. Gary Hammett, good morning, sir. Leo Steger says, happy hump day, thumbs up. Appreciate it. We got a few of them over there. Not many, but a few. Lonnie's here this morning. Good morning. Marcelo's here. Good morning. Sean's here. Whoop, I missed him. There he is. Sean's here this morning. Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Clyde. Marcelo said he just finished his yard work before it gets too hot. You can't even do that here because it's already hot when you wake up. It just keeps getting hotter as the day goes. But I guess it's better to get it while it's as cool as it's going to be. Kevin L's in the house. Good morning, Kevin. Hope you're doing well. And John hits it once again there. Good morning, John. Let's see. What are we going to talk about? I went and voted yesterday for, had a runoff election. And got over there, parked, walked in, and had the whole place to myself. me and 3 poll workers. But they said they'd be, that I like going around 10-ish or so. I think it's probably about 10:15 when I got over there. And that seems to be a good time because you miss the people that try to hit it on their way to work. And then you are getting there before the other lazier people that are going to come at lunch and stuff. So the lady that was manning the scanner thing where you scan them in, she said that I was number 94. So I guess that's not too bad considering it was just a little bitty runoff election with really just 2 elections. And I started looking last night because 2 of them, it's between 2 gals, and both of them have come to my house asking for my vote in the past week. And I was curious to see who won that one. So I started trying to look last night and I couldn't find. I thought, well, why am I finding all these results from all the stuff in Atlanta and all the other counties and even other elections in my county that aren't in my district? But I couldn't find that particular election between those 2 ladies. And then when I was watching the news this morning, I saw it flash across the screen. And I know why I haven't heard anything. It's because they are tied at 50% each. So, I mean, I'm sure somebody will end up with 1 or 2 more votes than the other one. But right now, they don't know who it is. It just says 100% reporting, and they both have 50%. So we'll have to wait and see who ends up with that one. But then the other one, the other election or runoff that I voted in, it was really one-sided. So it wasn't even close, like I thought it would be. So anyhow, I got my pretty stoked about my little 3018. I got my little T90. I don't know if you can even see these things. There's my little bitty. Yeah, I don't know how good you can see them. My little bitty switches that I'm going to use. I've got 3 of them, and this black piece, I'll turn it around this way. This is just a little piece that I 3D printed, so I can mount these. It's a little more difficult to figure out how you go mount this stuff on those little bitty machines, because there's not, they're so small. It's not as many places to put them as like on a big old Gatton CNC or something. So, but I got 3 of these ready to go, and I think I've got it all figured out. So I will get those installed today. And I also got my other router bits that I'll show you. These are real small too. Let's see if I can put them right. Let's see, right there maybe. But yeah, they're not very big. I think they're let's see, let me hold it right here on my head where you can see it. I think they're about 1.5 inches long overall length. So at least now I've got more to choose from, because like I said, now when I got that thing, all it comes with is 10 little bits, but it's all those 20-degree, little bitty engraving bits. So I may try to run something. I got some scrap pieces out there, and I thought, well, I may try to once I get these homing switches on there and get it homing right, I may try to run something. I don't know. If I get a chance, I'll probably try to do some little 3D carve or something. Hey, Big Jack. So that's what's going to be going on around here today. I think it's going to be too hot to do anything else. It's just really a lot of heat. My tomato plants are still doing well. I go out there and check them every day. Got 6 tomatoes on them. Got 4 on the Better Boy, and then that other one. I looked at that tag again. Let's see if I can remember what it said. It says Parks Whopper Hybrid, I think is what it says. But it's got a couple of tomatoes on it. But I don't know. I think the heat's really starting to work on them, even though I'm keeping them watered good. I think the heat is just doing them in, because there's been lots of blooms come out, but they're not doing anything putting a tomato on there. So I got those 4 or 6 tomatoes that popped out there, and then everything else is just kind of stagnant. It's not doing much. So, oh well, that's the way it is. Good old hot Georgia summers. But anyhow, it is what it is. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? I didn't really. Seems like I had something else I was going to talk about. I also started, I love my Design Spark software. Any of y'all that have been playing along on the Design Sparks, anybody still using that and drawing them stuff, whether it be for 3D printing or, run something on the CNC router? I took some measurements yesterday of my existing Z-axis carriage, I guess you'd call it. It's the 2 pieces. The one that houses the bearings and slides across the X, and then of course the little Z mount that holds the those little spindles. And those are, from what other people are saying in other videos, they're saying those are injection molded. They don't look 3D printed, so I think they are probably injection molded. But they look a little weak to me. I mean, I know that's probably the weak link of the whole machine, and I'm thinking, even though it's plastic, they could have beefed it up a little bit because they've got a lot of voids and stuff in there, and I guess they're doing that just to save money, to save on material and stuff like that. But I think it can be done better. So I've started drawing one up, and I figure, well, while I'm at it, if I'm going to beef it up, I might as well give it just a wee bit more Z height too, because you don't have much at all. I think it's about 45 millimeters, I think, is what they say the Z travel is. And that's nothing. 50.4 millimeters would be 2 inches. So, or 50.8, I'm sorry, would be 2 inches. And it's got about 45. So I think it can be improved. And I've seen some folks on good old Thingiverse where they have done, the same thing I'm thinking about doing, is taking, modeling the stuff and then trying to improve it and make it better and stuff. So, but I haven't really seen the other ones that really impressed me. So I figure, I just make my own. That way I don't have to get somebody else's and spend all that time. Cause you got a long print time. Some of that stuff's going to take, 14, 15, 16 hours, something like that to print, and then find out that they did something stupid. Because sometimes you can't. Most of the time you just get the STL file. You don't get a file that you can pull really into Design Spark or something like that and then edit it. It's just their thing ready to slice and start printing. So, but I think I'm going to try, because I got the printers, might as well play around and see if I can make some improvements to it. Darren Bird's in the house. Good morning, Darren. Clyde says 81 here now. Yeah, it's probably already hotter than that here. Let me see if I can see what it says here. It is no doubt hotter than that already. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, 79 feels like 82. So yeah, we got the humidity going already. So anyhow, George Ruff is in the house. Good morning, George. Mark Lindsay's up. Looky there. Clear in 57. Looking at a high of 93. Man, you really have some big temperature swings. That's dang near 40 degrees swing right there. Landis is here. Good morning, Landis. How you doing? I got let me go open that up. I got an email or something from Landis the other day, and I'm not sure. Let me read it again, because I'm not sure I understand what you were trying to ask me here. He says, I noticed the menu on your Design Spark showed the 45 and round icons when you select pull. Okay, so it's got the chamfer and the roundo, where you can select between those two. How do you get these to display Okay, he's wanting to see how I get them to display. Well, let's see here. We'll just see what we can do. Okay, let me screen share and we'll see if we can work through this here. All right, here's my just little piece of plate I drew just now. And if I hit the pull, see these things pop up down here. So when you highlight something, like if I pick this edge, once I select it, now these things are going to pop up here, and they're also down here. So by default, it will come up and say round. So if I want to put a radius, I push it, and you can see that's what it's doing, is putting a radius. Okay. But if I want to put a chamfer, I can slide over one, and now it's going to put a chamfer. And it's the same thing, it's the same thing down here. Whatever options are available for that pull with what you're trying to do will show up here, or they'll pop up in that little, like I said, every time I click, they'll pop up. And of course, I have my cursor set so big. See, it also has, if I want to just draw an edge. So if I want to, let's see what that does. See, if I want to bring just another edge, it gives me a choice. Now I can go straight up or I can go straight out. So I can go like that. And I could go like this. You can get crazy and do all kinds of things with that. But does that answer your question? Let's see, there was a two-part question. You said, I tried to do text on the phone case that you drew, but my text size only went to 0.4 in the menu. How can I get it larger? Okay, let's see if we can throw some text on here. I'm going to hit this thing here. And okay, so there's the text. And if I right click my mouse, and by default, it uses the Space Claim font, but you can change this to whatever font you want. Let's see here. Here, I'll pick one y'all are familiar with. And then you can change this right here. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. It only goes to 0.4. But I think you can also, no, I thought you could, wait a minute, I didn't have it highlighted. That's what the problem is, I think. No, that's still not doing it. I was thinking there was a way, but let's see. All right, 0.4. Oh, and it changed that back too. All right, let's get it back to there. Yeah, I don't know why. And I can get up here where I can see. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you can highlight that and type something in. Oh, I don't know where it went. Now it's over here. Wow, I'm getting it all messed up on it. Let me back out of that. Yeah, that's how I've done it is highlighted here like this, and then this will pop up, and then you can set the font. You should be able to set the size. And of course, these fonts are whatever you happen to have on your computer in your Windows font library. So whatever you have there. Okay, let's see. What was the question again? Yeah, it only went to 0.4. How can I get it larger? Well, let's try doing 1 and see if that makes it. It does something. No, I don't know. That don't look any bigger. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that and see. I think I may have got it messed up with that with this box here. I don't know. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the ticket. I knew there was a way to drag that. I was probably trying to drag the wrong corner. So if I drag this lower right, that's what's making it get bigger. And then of course you can come in here and just edit this. Just have it say whatever you want it to say. And there you go. Mark says, aren't you working with dimension? Yeah, that's how, remember, this is a free version. So that's how you add text to a thing. Now, you don't want those dimensions lines on there, but what I haven't done is I need to highlight this plane, and I'm going to hit move, and I'm going to pull this. This is always tricky too. So let's highlight this. There we go. Now I'm pulling that text away from it. And now I'm going to tell it to project. Let's see, I think I got to highlight this. See, I haven't done this in a while. So, okay, you got to highlight this. There it goes. Okay, so now I can turn that annotation plane off, and there's just the text with the that's projected to the thing. And of course, when you do that, the dimension lines are gone. And then you can come back here and hit select, and you can hold down the control key to select all of these. And then if you want to go in or out, you can just pull them. So I can push them in to make them like that. Or if I want raised text, I can get a hold of that arrow now. I can pull them up like that and have raised text. Okay, Landis says, okay. Got them both. Okay. Yeah, you can see I hadn't played with this in a while, the text stuff. And so I was pulling on the wrong corner of that box, but it's that lower right. Looks like if you pull that, that will increase the text, and you don't have to worry about using one of those numbers, because it doesn't go very high, because it thinks you're going to use that for text type for dimensions, which you really wouldn't want very high. So anyway, hope that helped. Let's see. I got behind here. Clyde says 90 today, 99 yesterday. Mark says supposed to hit 100 Saturday and 103 Sunday. That is hot. Larry said he gave up on his garden this year due to no rain. Yeah, and as you know, tomato plants are particularly, they don't like heat. So even though mine are in pots, so I'm not having to worry about rain, which we haven't got any. I go out there every evening after they're in the shade, and I take my moisture meter and I check to make sure that it's either moist, or if it starts getting to where it says dry, then I water them, and then I'll check it again, and I make sure I keep that moisture meter dead in the middle. But the little tomatoes, and I noticed one of the tomatoes that's on there, which was the first one that came on, it's now starting to turn color, starting to get orange a little bit, but it's still not but about that big. It's not, it's like, come on, let's go. So, but I'm sure it's because of the stupid heat. It's just so dadgum hot. They don't like that. Sean says, talking to a gentleman this morning that hooked up a wood burner to his Bob CNC. Looks like it could be a very interesting idea. Well, you know what's interesting to me about that statement is because Bob absolutely tells people, do not put a laser on a Bob CNC, because it's all thin plywood. It's quarter, what is it? Evolution 4 and Evolution 3 and Evolution 5. They're all made from a lot of 1/4-inch birch plywood parts. And he doesn't want anybody burning their house down stuff, so he emphatically tells them, no, don't put a laser on it. Now, people will still do it, and you could still do it, but he doesn't, he's trying to keep them away from that. Like, hey, go get the other kind of lasers that, have the metal enclosure and stuff like that. So I don't blame. So I think it's interesting now you talk about a guy who's putting a wood burner on a wooden CNC. So I can imagine Bob will have a fit if he hears about that. But it's their machine. If they want to burn their house down, they can. But let's see what else. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what's happened to mine, Mark, is because I got lots of blooms, but there's no fruit coming out of them. It's like they're there. And then some of them just come out and then they just, shrivel up, and, it's too dadgum hot. And I can't, I can keep them watered and all that, but I can't do anything about the heat. Now I do have mine over on the side yard. I basically laid a board across my bench out there because I had them sitting in the pots down on the ground, and chipmunk or something kept getting in it, and a cat or something kept digging up stuff in around them. So I set a board across that bench and set the pots up there. And then put a stake in them, and they're growing pretty good there, because both of mine are the indeterminate kind, so they'll just go and go until the heat kills them. But they are, I'm guessing they're probably a good 4 or 5 feet tall. They're already past the stake that I put in them, but they start getting sun about 6:30 or 7 ish now, and of course they're in full sun now, and then long about 1:30, 2 o'clock, the sun's just far enough west that now those big trees behind where my tomato plants are will start putting shade on them. So, but still, when it's 95 degrees, that means it's, 90 or 88 in the shade or something. It's not like it's oh yeah, this is cool. So yeah, I'd be lucky to get anything out of those. It was just when I went to the hardware store that day, I thought, they got a little small garden area back there. They probably got some tomato plants, and I thought, why not? I'll put a couple in pots and see what happens. But yeah. So sometimes you have to put up some shade cloth. All right. Yeah, I could do that, but I'd have to get something and stake up the shade cloth and all that. I don't know if it's worth all that. We'll see what happens. All right. Well, that was my little bell. I hope somebody got something out of my little text demonstration there. And I'm gonna go play with my little 3018. Get these whopping big switches put on there. See if I can get all that set up. Oh, and I found my sitting right back there on that table. I found my little hockey puck probe too. So I want to get that set up. I've got some, of course, every time I go to get something, I'm like, that just has two loose wires at the end of it. So I need to go get, I've got some, what do they call it? JST connectors, and I only need one for two wires, and you got to buy a whole kit of them so I'll have JST connectors out the kazoo. But anyway, let's get out here. Let's get our day started. Everybody stay cool. If your shop's air conditioning, get out there and shop and do something. And if it's not, just stay in the house. Let's stay cool because it's going to be hot. All right. We'll see y'all.